Good morning, everybody. This is Christy. I am the Intimate Warrior. I thank you so much for stopping by, and as always, I send you love. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the full moon in Cancer, which we are within. This full moon is also known as the cold moon, which is an old Mohawk name. During full moons, it's the time if you are somebody who loves to mess around and play along with crystals. It's a good time to cleanse and recharge those crystals. Also, if you like making moon water, this is a good night to do that as well. I have done it a couple of times throughout a full moon, and then I got away from it because I just forgot. But I might go ahead and get some set out and or prepared to set out for this evening. It's fun. It's fun to charge rocks and water. Okay, so this full moon is tied to the new moon that we experienced in Cancer back in June the 21st, which was a solar eclipse as well. So imagine if you can go back and look at your journal, whatever you were going through back then during that new moon, things that have not been cleared may arise here during this time and ask for clearing. We all have been experiencing the same scenario here when it comes to this forced upon isolation and what is going around in the collective. In June, we were approaching 3 or 4 months already. I think we know, let me see, when was the first lockdown, or whatever you want to call it. I think it was March here, I think. I don't know. March. So let's just go ahead and say 3 months into it. I haven't been keeping track of all of that stuff because it really hasn't. I have really done a great job at not allowing this to change my life. And I hope you all have done that as well. We do, of course, the best that we can with what we have. But it is so important that you don't allow anything outside of us to rob us of our own inner peace. And that is why I made sure to not allow this to affect me. I didn't want disruption of my own inner peace. So if you were experiencing a lot of the isolation issues or disruption in your family life as a result of, school being out, all kinds of things, your work being closed, whatever was going on top of your own personal issues or emotions that you were dealing with on your own internal, those internal battles, those are going to creep up here during this a full moon. Not to shake you a little, not to shake you at all, but to ask you to let them go. It's time to let things go and completely heal here. And that's what this theme of this Cancer and full moon and Cancer, is asking us to do prior to stepping into January 1st of 2021. We can't take our past into our future. This full moon in Cancer is very promising because it's really asking all of us especially you, those who are born under the Cancer sign, and those who have Cancer and like planets within their birth chart. So, for example, we all know Cancers. You will be affected, or can be affected during this time. And if you have a personal planet that is associated with the Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, or Mars, this may have an impact on you. But also, if you are a cardinal sign of Aries, Capricorn, Libra, this may affect you as well. And when I say affect you, as in Cancer and all these other signs, these are the ones who are more than likely to feel more, okay? Feel more. But regardless of this, the moon energies affects all of us at a certain level. And it doesn't mean that if you aren't a Cancer that you cannot be really truly affected. How sensitive you are to the moon. If the moon is especially significant within your birth chart, then of course you're going to have lots of purging and are going to be very sensitive to this. And it's also important to keep in mind that those who are sensitive during this time, it is due because of how this energy is helping us really purge again. And I know all of this is always attempting to help us purge. So don't ever think that we're just repeating ourselves. It's a process, and cycles come back into play here. But because people have been keeping things within for a long period of time, especially since June 21st of the new moon in Cancer, that was a time of people kind of keeping their stress level inside, keeping all of the emotions that have been, they've been trying to deal with things on a more sophisticated level, although holding things in is not dealing with things. It's actually quite opposite, but that is our kind of, that fight or flight response that we often take because we're trying to be the adult. We're trying to be strong. We're trying to get through our day without going insane. So what may surface during this time may seem like people are lashing out at you, or either lashing out or taking a step back. Please don't take it personally. And if it's you who is doing this as well, give yourself compassion to do it. I know for myself, when I get into that phase of projecting, I do take a step back as best as I possibly can. And then I definitely come back and I apologize. And if you hear my heater here, I meant to turn it off. Let me go turn that off. It's that high pitch. It's my little fireplace heater, and it sounds like a high pitch frequency sound whenever I am recording. So let me turn that off. So I apologize for that. I had meant to. I got so busy here. So, as I was saying, give yourself compassion to feel these emotions as they arise. And also, if you feel the need to take that step back, if that is where you are more comfortable, then also don't feel bad about taking that step away. But try to be as open as you possibly can be during this time. Because when we aren't open, when we have others who are living around us, they take it the wrong way, as, you know, something's wrong with them, and they want to try and fix things, because that again is a natural response. How can I help you? Let me help you through this. And if you aren't being vocal and honest with someone who is within your life, misunderstandings can arise and cause even more turmoil or chaos and bitterness and anger, resentment within, you know, that structure. And that's not what we are trying to do here. We are trying to feel, trying to deeply heal here the next couple of days. And, you know, that's why it can feel kind of really heavy sometimes, because the energy comes in and it wants us to really release, and it gives us such a short amount of time to do it. And it's kind of like a shock to our system, because it's here and like a weight comes over us and then gone, you know. And that's when, you know, it's just, we seem like we are someone who is completely insane, and everyone else thinks we are insane, and our emotions are always all over the place. And it's what's supposed to happen. It really is. It's supposed to be this way, where we feel and we heal. We feel and we heal. What we don't want to do, which, you know, sometimes still takes place, and we don't want to lash out too much. We want to be able to feel these emotions and then stop and breathe. Take that reflection and be like, I'm going to choose a loving emotion right now. I am going to be aware that I'm having this emotion that has arisen from somewhere. And I'm going to heal this. And love heals wounds. You being aware that you are feeling something that you don't want to feel, and choosing love heals. So when you think about Cancer, which is the symbol of the crab, when we are dealing with emotions, well, first, the Cancer is ruled by the emotions, intuition, and maternal moon, and rules the 4th house of home, family, security. And so when you think about Cancer and the crab, when Cancer, or the energy is associated with Cancer, isn't dealing with their emotions, they tend to go within. Go within to the point of hiding, okay? Just like the crab can hide itself. You know, it shrinks because it has that shell, you know, it brings its eyes into the shell. So that is quite possible. It's your safe zone, you know. So be aware of that. And if you are somebody who goes within to hide, instead of goes within to reflect, make sure that you are choosing the greater option here. That's going to give you the best outcome and possibility to heal. It's okay to seek that form of warmth and security to feel safe in your environment. It's that natural way of, hiding yourself, protecting yourself. But with this energy, it's really asking you to be honest with yourself and be honest with others about how you are feeling, and express it in a more loving way. So remember, what you may be feeling right now could be based on what you were feeling 6 months ago during that June 21st new moon solar eclipse. Not everything is about right now or what you are going through right now. Things are from a past moment that you held things in, which could also be as a result of what you were holding in even before that. So both the sun and the moon will be forming a T-square with Chiron and Aries, which is the wonder healer, the wounded warrior. This configuration points to the need to act concerning a past wound that perhaps we are not fully able to heal, but that needs to be dealt with in order to move forward. So I've already said this, and this is as a result of that T-square formation. Keep in mind that people have been dealing with a lot of loss this past year here, with the, again, forced upon isolation, jobs, time away from family and friends, school closures, the chaos at the grocery stores, the inability to be free completely. We have been robbed of complete freedom here, or people feel that they have been robbed of their freedom. So this is definitely going to surface during this time frame. If you have been the one who has been keeping those emotions within. Also, there's going to be a promising transit between the moon and Uranus in Taurus, which brings on some incredibly upbeat vibes. This full moon connects with the rebellious planet Uranus, which is pushing us to move into this new year with high hopes and individuality to reach for our dreams. Now, for myself, I have already been feeling a shift into bettering myself even further. You may already be feeling this as well. And of course, we might be saying New Year's resolution is coming up, so I'm going to start getting healthy. This, and this, whatever your checklist is. And so I have actually began to exercise again, and I am going to dedicate at least 20 minutes every single day to working out. I haven't done it consistently for, I think it's been maybe 2 years, if I am correct, at least a year and a half here. And where before I did it religiously for 4 or 5 years there, at least an hour, if not more, a day. And to completely stop was something that I never thought I was ever going to do, but my personal growth, my spiritual growth became so important to me that I went with the flow. And I knew one day I would come back to it, and I hope this is the time where I do get back to a consistent pattern of deeper self-care all over again. So you may be feeling this sense of getting back to things that you have lost in your life, and really kind of jump all in, if you will. But remember to take those baby steps. You don't have to go overboard. Like, for example, I'm not going to dedicate an hour of my day exercising. I have a lot to do in my time, in my day, and a lot of great things that I like to make sure that I do. So 20 minutes for exercising on top of my daily life, it's completely fine. I'm comfortable with that structure right now, and in time, if I can fit in more, by all means I will. I am not going to make unrealistic promises to myself, and that is, I guess, the key here. Do what you feel you should do, but make realistic decisions that are going to push you forward. So keep in mind, full moons, as a rule, are emotionally intense and can be incredibly stressful, especially due to the pattern of this year. If you have been feeling stressed out this year, this full moon may make you feel a little more stressed out, because it's asking you to purify and let go of what you are feeling. This moment isn't about getting swept away in the chaos or emotional turmoils that are creeping up on you. It is to clear again. Uranus is going to help you do that. And the grounded Taurus is going to help you do that. And the Cancer full moon is urging you to use the heaviest emotions that you are feeling right now, not as pain, but as fuel. This is Christy. Much love, health, and healing your way. I am bringing purpose to your life. Take care.